And welcome back to A.R. Tales, aka the A.R.T podcast. I am A.R. and today we are joined from somebody all the way across the pond, Gigi London, author of State and Mind, a dark and twisted psychological thriller. I am over the moon to be able to speak with her. We've been going back and forth for about a week now. We're finally being able to chat in person. Well, at least as much as person. The COVID in person. We'll do like that, the COVID in person. So, without any further ado, how are you doing today, G?
I'm very well, thank you. This is my first kind of like podcast I've ever done, so I'm a little bit nervous.
Well, hopefully we can ease some of that nerve. So, usually what I like to start off asking people is, what did you get your start in writing with? Was it a love of reading? Was it at a young age? What was it?
Yeah, I started reading as a teenager. I used to read Virginia Andrews and then moved on to Jackie Collins. But yeah, that's where my love of reading started, and I was always in the library constantly, taking out books, and yeah, then it just kind of evolved from there. I thought, yeah, I could probably do this, but it wasn't until like years and years later that I actually started to write.
Really?
Yeah.
And when was that?
Probably must have been about 5 years ago now. But yeah, I had this idea going around in my head, and I was like, maybe, and then I just couldn't stop thinking about it. I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna write it and see what happens. And that was it, really. Then Bit of Mine came out.
And what was that inception? What was that seed idea that got your brain working?
Oh my God, you know what? The original plot, the storyline was so different to what it's become. It was just meant to be a romance. It wasn't meant to be this dark, twisted psychological thriller, but somewhere along the line it just took a turn and went to the dark side completely. So yeah, that took me by surprise. I was like, oh, okay, we're doing this then. Okay, let's go with it and see what happens.
That's awesome. I love that inception for things just because there's so much to do with it, so much to grow. If you were to go back and talk to yourself from when that first idea came into your head, what would you tell yourself? What tips would you give yourself?
Oh God, there's so many. I would say just don't stress about it. Seriously, just get it down on paper. Don't worry about if people aren't going to like it, but I think probably the biggest thing I would go back and tell myself, it isn't so much about the writing, it's probably about the marketing, which I guess a lot of indie authors come across. They think the easy part is writing the book, but that it is not. It's the marketing is the hardest part of really getting your book out there and getting it seen. And I never knew how difficult that would be. So I say, do your research, prepare yourself for the marketing, and just really put all your all into it, really.
My God, that is phenomenal. So how is it that you treat marketing on your end?
I'm rubbish at it. I'm absolute crap at marketing, even now.
Aren't we all, though, honestly?
Yeah, I'm such an introvert, and I hate putting myself out there and being like, please read my book, please, it's amazing, please read it. I'm just like, no, look, it's there. If you want to read it, read it. And even when doing TikTok videos, when I see all these TikTok videos and people doing videos of themselves and like lip syncing and dancing, I'm like, I can't do that. That's not me. I'm just like, that's out of my comfort zone. But that's what marketing is. You have to get out of your comfort zone, and I'm still learning to do that.
Well, to dive a little bit more in, without giving anything away, because you need to pick up the book, State of Mind.
Yep, here
It is
State
out
of
now. You
Mind.
can pick it up paperback and ebook. Make sure to do so. It's on Amazon. You click the little bell, get a notification of whenever this awesome author drops a book. You'll be the first one to know, and you got to make sure to leave a nice review if you feel
Yes.
if you feel it. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, talking a little bit more about State of Mind, what is it about? What is the back blurb for any author or any readers out there listening?
Okay, so it's about the main character, Vivian West, and Brody Matheson. So they're the boyfriend and girlfriend in a happy, completely normal relationship. But then one night things take a bit of a turn when she's accused by Brody's sister-in-law of having an affair with her husband. But Vivian doesn't recall any of this, but there's evidence. And Brody's sister-in-law shows her photos and videos of her having an affair with her husband, but Vivian can't remember any of this happening. But because of Vivian's past and things that have happened there, her future happiness with Brody is threatened. So she takes matters into her own hand to stop her sister-in-law telling Brody, and that's when things escalate. And everything's not as it seems, and her actions have a knock-on effect on everyone around her. So even though there's like three main characters, the side characters aren't side characters because what happens to her affects them as well. So it all has like this butterfly effect and chaos ensues.
Wow, that is phenomenal. I love a story that has like that much like background in it. Did you draw inspiration for the characters and like the motivations from your own life, from people that you know?
I kind of a little bit I did, in the sense that I took it from the perspective of that there's no such thing as good or bad people. We all have that grey area. Good people do bad things, bad people sometimes do good things. And so it's that kind of perspective that even a good person can screw up sometimes. So, and the villain isn't always as bad as you think.
Wow. I mean, I love that so much, and just I might be even a little bit biased because I actually wrote my book on the same idea. I love that fascination.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
I love that fascination. I got fascinated by the idea of that people can just change, very specifically in a time frame. That if you were to take people when they knew each other when they were 12, they could have been best of friends, and then you take those same people when they're 24 and they could be the worst of enemies, have nothing but horrible things to say about one another.
That's true.
And I don't know, I guess I just love that dichotomy of like human emotion, how everything is just like so vividly on like at the opposite ends of things. But at the same time, there's a yin and yang, like love and hate are initially the same emotion, just like in different perceptions, right? Different ways to display it.
Yeah. People aren't black and white. There's many shades of grey in between, and it's basically we shouldn't judge on what we see, and things happen in people's lives that will drastically change how they act or how they react to things happening to them.
Yeah. God, it's such a fascinating concept. All of those things. State of Mind, is it a standalone or is it part of an upcoming trilogy?
Yeah, it's part of a series, a 5-book series. So book 2 will be out very, very soon. And then I'm finishing off book 3, State of Descent. And that should probably be with my editor, probably maybe in a few weeks, hopefully.
And what is the name of the second book?
State of Play.
State of Play, folks. You heard it here first. It's coming out soon. That's why you got to make sure and hit the bell notification on the Amazon author profile for Gigi London so that when she drops that book, you'll be the first to know, first to pick it up, and you got to make sure to do it. Ebook, paperback, however you want it, it'll be available. Make sure to do it. Do you have a ETA for the writing?
I would say probably within a week.
It's going to be released on Amazon?
Yeah.
Within a week, folks. You got to do it. You got to do it. Are you excited?
I am, yeah. I'm definitely excited. I've been writing this series for probably about over 3 years. So to finally get it out, yeah, I'm really excited.
And how's the support from your family been and friends?
Oh, it's been amazing. Yeah, they're my biggest critics. So, and I know I can trust them. They won't just tell me, what I want to hear. They'll tell me the truth. So, yeah, I can count on them to keep me humble.
Well, that's beautiful. It's always awesome to have such a support system that just has your back for whatever reason, no matter what. And more so that they're actually honest. That they can actually tell you when something works, when something doesn't, and it makes you a better writer, no?
It does, yeah, it does. Definitely motivates me, yeah. I can definitely trust them to tell me, how it is.
Now, what's amazing is even though you have all that amazing support system, how amazing has the community been on Instagram, on Twitter, the author community, writer community that you have found on social media, the moment that you started publishing your stuff?
It's been great. I've had so much support, and a lot of people I follow and who follow me back have gone out and bought it and left reviews, which is so important. So it's been incredible, and I've met some amazing people. I've met my editor through Instagram, the formatter, other writers who put me in touch with the editor, and so forth. So I've made some great friends, and it's definitely helped. Without them, I probably wouldn't have got it published.
Wow, it's phenomenal to have that amazing support. Same thing with me. I had a couple of people that I would talk to in my personal life, oh yeah, sure. But then the moment I got on Instagram and started reaching out to other people, it was overwhelming. Just all the support and people wanting to ask genuine questions and give you feedback on things that you might be working on. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, it is. It's great. It's a great community.
So how have you treated the technical aspects of the book, the editing itself, the book interior design, the cover design? How's all that been going for you?
Well, I've got a great editor that I've met through Instagram. So she's taken a lot of the stress out, and she's amazing, and she just makes me laugh so much. It's Nicole Edits, and she's such a great editor. She's given so many ideas, and the formatter, she put me in touch with the formatter, Niles. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I'm not actually too sure, but he's got such great attention to detail. He's amazing. But the actual design, for each scene, I've set it in a location, but rather than have the location name on each scene, I have images of where it is. So it's kind of a little bit different in that respect, but I hope people will see it and understand what it is.
So what do you think is the future for you after you've done the State of Mind quintet? What do you think is on the pipeline? Do you think that you'll change genres? Do you think that you like writing the genre that you're in? What do you think?
I'm definitely one of those people who doesn't stick to one genre. So I've got a few things in the pipeline. I actually recently had an idea for a standalone book set in Hollywood, old Hollywood golden age, about an actress. So I'm started writing that, but that probably won't be out for a while. And then I wrote a young adult as well, which I need to finish off and hopefully get that out soon. So that will probably be my next one, the young adult, the Broken Dreams Club. And That will probably be a series of 4 books, but there can be standalones as well. So yeah,
I love
different genres.
I love that name. So what is the YA? What is that? What is the idea about? What is the plot?
It's basically about a group of teenagers who are in a rock band in school, in high school. It's set in a fictional town that's kind of like a cross between Arizona and Beverly Hills sort of thing. And
Okay.
but yeah, it's very kind of spiritual as well. Where the town is, it was Native American land. So there's a lot of spirituality going in there, mixed in with the modern. So yeah, it's about, and each book will be about each band member's journey. So yeah, it's definitely different from State of Mind. Yeah, not as dark.
The Broken Dreams Club coming out to you soon. That is phenomenal. I love that idea. So, do you think you have any limitations? Do you think that there's any genre that you wouldn't do, that you wouldn't feel comfortable dabbling into?
Oh, probably something like fantasy or sci-fi. Yeah, maybe even horror. Those kind of things. I like reading them, but I don't know if I could pull it off writing. You know, I think you have to be, you know, a special type of writer to pull that off, and I don't think I could.
What do you think are your main inspirations as far as reading? Better question, what are the books that made you get into writing?
Oh God, you know what? I love anything like Hollywood and glamour and old Hollywood. Anything, you know, with a bit of glitz and glam. And even though State of Mind's not that, it's set in New York. It's sort of got a little bit of glamour, bit of the glitz. But yeah, I think I read too many Jackie Collins books, to tell you the truth, when I was younger, and I think that's rubbed off on me.
Not formed you. I always say to people, out of, you know, a world population of 8 billion, 1% is quite a lot of people. That's millions and millions of people. If you can convince 0.5% of people on this planet to like your book, you're already one of the most successful authors alive.
That's it. Yeah.
That's it.
You're spot on. You're spot on. Yeah. Yeah, that's the aim, you know. And I've thrown the idea about that I'm writing to make money. That isn't it. I'm writing because I enjoy it, and you know, I want people to enjoy what I read as well. So yeah.
And honestly, that is the mindset to have. We're approaching the end of the podcast now, so that was just a great line to leave it at. I usually like to turn it over to you now and give any last minute promotions or shout outs, you know, anything that we haven't covered that you're working on and you want to give some attention to. Now is your chance. Go ahead.
Oh, thank you. Well, I just want to say, get your copy of State of Mind. It's on Amazon, on ebook, paperback, hardback. So yeah, you can, if you've got Kindle Unlimited as well, you can download it. And State of Play will be out very soon. And yeah, just watch this space.
State of Mind out now. State of Play coming out soon. Make sure to get your copy. Do not be the one left out. This is going to be the end of the podcast. A.R. Tales, aka the A.R.T podcast. I've been A.R. This has been the phenomenal Gigi. We will be back next week with another creative, another great conversation, and of course, my big old forehead. Peace out.